Ladies and gentlemen, welcome! Game number 1. Let's pause the music because we got some other music going on. There we go. This is going to be Team Intsuo taking on Team Toasty for game number 1 on this grand Tuesday night. Also, okay, people are filling into the voice chats. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Brad, Chad, and Zeno all have the same exact cat profile picture. I love it! If you're not a part of the Discord, feel free to hit that exclamation point Discord, and you can get join in onto the Discord. That way you can hang out with not only the players that you're playing with, but also some other amazing people as well that run all sorts of crazy games. In addition to that, if you're in these games, it makes it a lot easier to communicate with your team, make those high elo plays. Let's go. Let's go. Otter says he cast game 1, but I don't know if you can bring the energy. Otter, no worries. I know that it's getting towards the end of school, guys. We got some of the last couple weeks of school, you know, kind of grinding forward. Those of you, is anyone like studying for their finals right now? Because if you're studying for your finals, what are you doing? I mean, I appreciate you hanging out, but don't be playing League when you should be studying for your finals. So the PewDiePie thing is over, though. He even made a video. Yes, because PewDiePie lost and then turned around and won again. I think he's actually still ahead of T-Series, which is pretty hilarious. He was down and now he's back up. Okay, talking about this game. Whoa, my name is gone. Why is my name gone? Let me put my name back. Let's fix that. There we go. I don't know what was going on with that. All right, moving right along. We got ourselves for Team Intsuo, taking away the Cassiopeia, the Oriana, and the Darius. Darius is obviously banned against Seal. Not sure who the mid laners are banned necessarily against, but they're still strong mid laners in their own right. Cassiopeia sometimes popping into that bottom lane saying hello, and then nuking your face with a nice Petrify ultimate. On the opposite side, Toasty takes away the Shaco from Foul Jester, the Anivia from Lord Reeves, and Ari, I think that's from Arcane Vixen, if I'm not mistaken. Most likely Arcane Vixen is going to be playing mid. Lord Reeves will default to another role. Foul Jester will still be in that jungle, either from something else. And to heal, 7 with that 7 months with the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Yo, EU's back. That's right, Nerzulian. How are you doing? How are you doing? You've got yourself 4 emotes, plus 1 awesomeness, and a 45% increased hype. Oh, good. Now we know who the caster is since the name is there. Doc Shocker, you know, I didn't want to stress people out. You didn't want to stress people out because it's like freaking out and, you know. Oh, he made a video because people went too far with the meme. Which meme did people go too far from? So, hey, Kirby64. How are you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm sad that it's almost summer. That means all the kiddies will be on League more often. No, and that means that's right. We're going to have a harder time grinding. Guys, now's the time to hit the grind on the ranked. If you want to rank up, hit it before you got everyone on summer break playing all the League games and inting on that Yasuo in mid lane. You know how it goes. Sub to PewDiePie meme. I think that meme was fantastic. I don't think people took it that far. Well, okay, maybe some people took it a little too far. I know I didn't take it too far, so that's all it's about. So we have a Daisy MVP game. It's very possible because Ivern's been locked in by Caboose. Zeno locks in the not as good Kaisa as Lulu, locked in by Swings Both Ways for the supportive role that might get traded over, but probably not. I think Swings Both Ways is probably going to play that support. For the side of Team Intsuo, so far we've got the Irelia for the top lane. Nico for that mid lane. Foul Jester locking into Lee Sin in the jungle. Now, Nico and the Irelia could be swapped. Nico was seen in the top lane during the spring split of the LCS. She's fairly strong, but usually only picked as a direct counter. Now, another thing that I've actually tried is her support, and you can also try to run her carry. But again, none of those are really where her strength is at. She likes the ability to kind of just sit in lane, farm a lot, because getting her AP items to get that damage burst, you know, it's called a pop blossom for a reason. You want to be popping the enemy with your damage. It's good to have that damage, and to get the damage, you need the items. To get the items, you need the farm. To get the farm, you need to kind of be in a solo lane. So likely that we'll see her in that mid lane. Taking that TP's pretty good, but you could also run with the Ignite, look for a little bit extra damage. I'm curious to see on the side of Team Toasty what they're actually going to grab to play against her, because she can be played fairly well against, especially if there's something like Zed. However, Zed was banned away. Zyra also banned away, which is pretty interesting. I haven't seen her in a while, though I know she's coming back up in prevalence. She's does pretty good damage, as well as her root is truly, truly annoying. Zulia, thank you for joining the pool. Fantastic for game number 2. Ready, check this out. I only do my promos during the final climbing time. Iron me, yes. That's right. The last 3 weeks before the season is over is when you do your promos and try to get as far as you can and then lose every game because everyone's inting as hard as they possibly can. A guy shut up a church and then said sub to Pewdie? Wow. Yeah, that is too far. Oh my goodness. Roy, yeah, I was unaware of that. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that's ridiculous. All right, moving on. Juan grabs the Silas, most likely for the mid lane to try to counter that Nico. Actually, Silas with Nico's ultimate is pretty good because he can chain in and then use that Pop Blossom himself, get a lot of both damage, the shield, and the snares and stuns, all that good stuff. Team Intsuo going to lock in the Nami and Corki to round their composition out with that support and bottom lane AD carry. So looking like with that Corki in the ADC role, Nami support, they are only going to be running kind of one main sort of frontline tank of that Irelia as Rengar gets locked in by Seal. This is what I'm excited to see. This is what I like. All right, well, now, ladies and gentlemen, you can place your bets for which team you think is going to win. You've seen the compositions, you've seen the champions and the players. So let's break this down just a little bit. Before I go too much further, I want to actually check in on my points real quick and see how many points I have to bet with. 375. I got a little bit of points to work with. A little bit of points. No, Briar, I'm always excited to see your Rengar. The only times I'm not excited to see your Rengar is when I know that you're going to absolutely pub stomp some noobs, and that makes it not quite as crazy or fun. Alright, so, looking at the compositions, we got to run through the players of the champions. For the side of Team Intsuo, we've got ourselves Captain Bombs with the Irelia in the top lane. Arcane Vixen on the Nico in the mid lane. Foul Jester, Lee Sin jungle. Vixen Ebbs, the Nami support. And Lord Reeves, almost, but not quite, rounding it out with the Corki in the AD carry role. Just kidding. It was like almost, perfect position, except that I guess Lee Sin, Nico need to be switched, and the Corki and Nami need to switch. Anyway, moving on. Team Toasty, we've got ourselves Xeno with the Vayne AD carry. Caboose with the Ivern in the jungle, bringing out that Daisy MVP. Swings both ways, going for the Lulu in the supportive role. Juan on the Silas in the mid lane AP role. And to see Seal, no TP on the Rengar in the top lane. So this is something to keep your eyes on. Rengar's not going to have TP, so it's got to be a kill lane. He's going to have to shut down this Irelia. Now, the Seal has shown quite proficiency on this Rengar before, so should be able to do that. Captain Bombs is new to the channel. First of all, welcome, Captain Bombs. Glad you could make it to game number 1. That is fantastic. We will be having at least another game, if not 2 more after this. We bet for this, Captain Bombs. Indeed, we do. People bet on which team they think is going to win. Over time, as you're watching the stream, you get experience, and you can bet that experience on which team you think is going to win. I'm not sure if you have any, because I believe you need to exclamation point, or I think you have to have at least 10 XP to start the betting. And sorry, Roy, I think that you can't change it. I think you're stuck. I think once you bet, your bet's in, unless it didn't go through, but I'm pretty sure it went through. So you're just gonna have to accept the fact that you bet 100 on the blue side and hope that they win. There you go. Rip your 100 points. I don't know. Let's look at the compositions a little more detailed. So with the front line of Irelia, she's gonna be engaging quite well. Then this is to the side of Team Intsuo what they've got. CC, damage. You got the Nico for the roots, you got Lee Sin for the kick, you got Nami for the bubble and the ultimate as well, and then you have the damage out of the Corki, the Nico, and the Irelia. Overall, despite lacking in a frontline tank, that's a pretty good composition. For the side of Team Toasty, they've got the Vayne, late game carry. They've got Rengar, early game carry. They got Silas. He's all over the place carry, depending on which ultimates he picks, and he's got plenty to choose from. Lulu support, pretty decent but squishy, and Ivern in the jungle. So here's what I'm expecting. Foul Jester to actually try to kill Ivern a couple of times in the jungle. Finding the right time to invade can shut Ivern down pretty well. It's a little bit more difficult because of how his passive works. He can set up a couple of those and then come back later. However, if he's not setting them up because he's dead and Lee Sin steals away his jungle camps, there's some good opportunities to just kind of shut that down. And on side Team Toasty, you actually have the Daisy to be a bit of a tank for the team, kind of that 6th player coming in. But Ivern himself is incredibly squishy, and there's a bunch of jumping champions from the side of Intsuo that can leap in on him in the middle of a fight, kill him, and then Daisy will also disappear. So there's some pretty good stuff from both compositions. However, I think that if I had to bet, I think that I'm going to... Oh, Roy's on red side. So you just bet that you're going to lose, Roy. You just bet that you're going to lose. I'm actually going to bet 75 points on the side of... You know what? I'm gonna go for the new guys. I'm gonna go for the new guys. For Captain Bombs, we're gonna bet 75 on the blue side that Captain Bombs is gonna do a fantastic job in this game. But we also have the likes of Foul Jester, Lord Reeves, Arcane Vixen. These are players not to be trifled with. And then, of course, Vixen as well, a huge supporter of the channel. We got double Vixens in this game, which I am loving, and the fact they're on the same team as well. So you got Vixens on Vixens. That's pretty darn nice. Give me 1 second as I peel away a piece of flesh that's on my hand. I think I hooked it earlier at work, and so it kind of is driving me nuts, but I think I got it. All right, we are getting into game number 1. Team Intsuo taking on Team Toasty. Starting us off bright and early. We'll check in with these two teams. Also want to check in very quickly and see where we're at with the Drakes. It's an Infernal Drake start to the game. So that means things are going to get pretty spicy early on. Lee Sin, fantastic at taking Drakes. Ivern, definitely a bit slower. Needs to make sure that he has a couple of teammates there to help him out. Put that Rengar on the top side. There we go. Even up across the board. And with that, as we're in this game number 1, let me go ahead and send out a quick Twitter post. Unless something crazy happens, I'm going to send out a quick tweet. Let everyone know that we are currently live with game number 1. Oh, we got a bit of an invade here from the side of Team Intsuo. They're looking to ant early. Wrapping around the backside. Who are they going to find? Who are they going to find? Oh, they're going to see swings both ways. The Q lands from the Lee Sin. He's going to take it in. Electric Q going to do a little bit of damage onto the Lulu. Swings both ways. Still on the run. Vayne getting a little bit of damage. She started that tumble pretty early. But I think Vayne wants to take the tumble anyway. Yeah, I think Vayne's general speaking lineup is tumble into condemn. Or into Silver Bolts into Condemn is kind of what Vayne normally would take anyway. So no first blood, no flashes burned by either side. However, now Team Intsuo will be seen by a ward. So what was a very strong invade earlier is now looking not so good. They're going to see if they can steal away this blue buff. But Ivern is on the opposite side. Should steal that away. Silas is waiting over the wall. Juan looking for an opportunity to maybe try to sneak it away. Ivern going to be seen by the Irelia, so they know that he's here. Silas still waiting for opportunity to go, and Lee Sin is going to be able to take it away. So Foul Jester secures the blue buff. So blue buffs traded between the junglers. We'll see what else they decide to do, and if we stick with vertical jungling, or if things get a bit more interesting. Oh, Rengar getting a lot of damage onto Captain Bombs in the top lane. Irelia down to about 200. It forces out the flash. Almost goes down himself to that turret shot, but is able to get out alive. But good early flash, and he didn't have to burn flash himself. So knowing that flash is down, going to give him a little bit of advantage. One quick spell burst might be able to find himself a kill if he's leaping out of a jungle. Ivern's coming in as well from the bottom side, so Caboose could give that... Ooh, hold on. Rengar's caught up by the Flawless Duet. He's stunned up, gets a little bit of heal. He's got the exhaust going down. Ivern is not there to help out, and the minions are doing a chunk of damage to Rengar. So DCCL has to run away, and he's probably going to have to recall at this point, and he doesn't have TP, so having burned exhaust, that is not what you want. He's going to have a long walk back to lane. Captain Bombs clear the wave, and then TP in. Ivern coming into the mid lane, but Lee Sin is just behind as well. Nice, sneaky Nico, got that clone! Nico gets away. Good movement by Arcane Vixen on that Nico. There we go. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to send out these tweets. I was supposed to do it during picks and bans, but solo casting means that I'm a little bit slower to do it. There we go. Oh, hey! Young boy. Young boy. I like that. How does that song go? Young man. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I said young man. Da-da-da-da-da-da. This is why I don't do Twitch things, because I'd be terrible at it. Thank you for joining. I do need your in-game name, though. If you could give me your in-game name, that'd be fantastic, so we can get you into game number 2. So far, fairly even game between the two teams, despite a lot of crazy action by these junglers and the Rengar on the top side. He did recall and walk back to lane, and actually giving himself a bit of a CS advantage as Irelia is walking back to lane as well. So with 10 CS up, Rengar's got a little bit of a lead, but Irelia with a couple of levels, even in those levels at the moment with that Rengar, has the corrupting potions as well. Flawless Duet's gonna land. Get a little bit of a reset. However, the Rengar still got lots of damage. Might actually get first blood, and it does. Deceased Seal. Always surprising with the amount of damage. He's also running Klepto on this Rengar as well. What is this man doing? Gets first blood, gets his Klepto off. That is just amazing to see. Irelia electing to TP back to lane without losing too many minions, so should be able to catch a lot of that wave in the mid lane, looking like Nico and Lee Sin may collapse onto the Sylas. Lee Sin going in, forces out the flash from the Sylas, so he's going to back away. Nico just getting a little bit more damage with that cube. That's about it. Infernal Drake has spawned onto the map. Oh, there's a place you can go. Hey, there we go. My dude doesn't know the YMCA. Well, come on. How many people actually know the, lyrics to the verses? Everyone knows the YMCA. Everyone knows the chorus. But it's about the actual lines of the lyrics. I said, young man, when you're short on the dough, you can stay here at the YMCA. Klepto Rengar is normal? What? What? Seal is unsealed. I'll get out. The young prodigy. Thank you. That's awesome. Let me go ahead and write that down as Rengar finds himself another kill on that top side. Doing super well in the mid lane, though. Foul Jester will secure one for himself. And the first one for Team Intsuo. Ivern showing up, but too late to save his teammate. He's sticking around to pick up a little bit of the farm. However, he's losing a lot of health. He gets the root onto Arcane Vixen, who doesn't have much mana. Lee Sin's here with the shield toss first. Sonic Wave's going to miss. Not sure he wanted to take that Sonic Wave, and Lee sees himself out on the top of that mid lane. So about a 500 gold lead so far for the side of Team Toasty. Doing well in the bottom lane. A little bit of CS lead for the Vayne, but not that much. Quirky and the Nami going to step forward a little bit. Nice condemn. In the meantime, though, we got to fight up here with that Foul Jester going down. Bubble lands on the bottom lane. Ignite onto the swings both ways. Forces the flash out of the Lulu. Corky's going to Valkyrie forward. They might find the kill. That's the Nami with the bounce. Ebb and Flow picks up a dead end Flow in that bottom lane. The support going to go down, but they did lose their jungler of that Lee Sin towards the top side. So things still pretty even between both sides of the map. However, that Rengar on the top side, 2-0. Doing very well. He's got a little bit of CS lead over Irelia. However, she was able to pick up a lot of that wave underneath her own turret. So she's only about 8 CS behind at this point in time. What's 2 plus 2? Asking for a friend. The answer is 3 plus 1, obviously. 5. 3 fast 5 me. There we go. Alright, Ivern's around the corner, taking away his own blue buff. However, a couple of those plates in the bottom lane going to go down. Flawless Duet on the top side, level 6 for the Irelia. Will she use the Vanguard's edge? She might be in trouble, though, because Rengar's forced her flash away. You cannot fight Rengar inside the brushes. You just can't. He's going to continuously get those jumps and make your life difficult. Deal a lot of extra damage. Started that call. Plus, he's got that Elixir of Iron. If he ever sees himself in a little bit of trouble, you can just pop that Get a massive defense boost. Pop Blossom used on Silas in the mid lane, but he's got his own Pop Blossom. Gonna try to use it. Versus the flash of Arcane Vixen. She can go back in. She's got the vision. The Q's gonna miss. However, the root has yet to land. In the meantime, Captain Bombs the top lane. Exhausted. Probably gonna go down. Gets the Vanguard's edge, but no more after that. Shield from the Lee Sin. Saves Arcane Vixen for the moment. Wants trying to get in, but Foul Gesture has the kick to the back. Takes Silas down in style. Saves his mid laner, but again, they're only trading even on these kills. As everyone knows on the channel, Juan for Juan means things are still fairly even at this point, though Irelia 0-3 on the top side, and being that kind of frontline tank for the side of Team Intsuo, not looking so good. Might even need to do a lane swap or something, give the Nami, or the Nico, the opportunity just to kind of free farm from a distance, not let Rengar hop in, because if Rengar hops it onto Nico, he's probably gonna, Nico's probably gonna die. But, in the mid lane, Irelia versus Silas might still be bad for Irelia because Silas, at this point, is going to be doing all right for himself. He's got a lot of engage and disengage. So, hey, get over yourself. Welcome, Miscellaneous Opinion. Welcome back. It's been a little bit. Glad to have you back. We'll get you into game number 2. Should be able to do that just fine. Lee Sin coming to the bottom side. Valkyrie over the wall from the Corki. Trying to set up for a play. There's the ultimate from Nami as well. 2-man knock-up bubble's going to land. Great from Eben as she's going to be able to set up, at least forcing out the wild growth from the Lulu. Nothing else. The flash was used by the Vayne. So they just grab themselves a couple of spells and then back away. But means they can come back later. Root onto Captain Bombs to the top side. Rengar is making this Irelia's life just so incredibly difficult. Ivern wrapping around the top side of the mid lane. This point, though, I'm curious that no one has actually tried to pick up that Infernal Drake. It's so nice to get early. Not only does it set your team up for those late game stats, but also allows you to push harder. You'll do a little bit more damage. Not much, but a little bit more damage to those turrets. Obviously, Mountain Drakes would be better for that. The moment, there's some pretty good vision by Team Toasty around there. As follows to it, misses on the top side. I really, literally just having to sit back and watch Rengar farm all day long on that top side. Now down 30 CS. Life is difficult. Lee Sin trying to help out the Nico in the mid lane. Pop Blossom's going to miss, but it forced Juan to run away. Ignite ticks down, and Arcane Vixen picks up her first kill of the game. 1-0-2, the Lee Sin. Heavy attention on that mid lane, but he's going to leave Captain Bombs alone on the top side. Rengar hops in, picks himself up a kill. Going to take a lot of shots on the way out. He's extremely low. Lee Sin could try to get to the top side in time to actually kill Rengar, and looking like that's exactly what he's going to do. Going to wrap around the bottom side of the turret. I really want to check in and see what happens. Sonic Wave's going to land. Is he going to chase forward anymore? The slow from the Rengar. He's going to find the root as well. Decides not to hop in. Okay, we're back to the bottom side. Xeno down to 200 health. This constant pressure from Team Intsuo is very, very nice. Ivern has been... No, I don't think he's been spotted. I think he's waiting over the wall. On this top side, he's doesn't have... Oh, he's got Daisy, so he could try to actually dive with Daisy, let her tank the turret with the Rengar, and pick up yet another kill on Irelia. However, Lee Sin is there, and he's got most of his health bar. Vayne in the bottom lane, tumbling forward. That is very dangerous. However, sees that both the Corki and the Nami are a bit low on mana, so can feel, feels a bit more comfortable making those aggressive plays. And we're at a weird freeze for a moment. I'm not exactly sure what goes on. So while we've got this bit of a pause, let me just take a little bit of a... This is why I don't do ASMR. I'm literally dying. Because I'm inhaling coffee. Vixen in trouble in the bottom lane. Almost took the turret shot. Lulu doing a fantastic job of pushing them away from the turret. Letting this Vayne do her best to farm. However, that turret is just shy of going down. They're about to get all 5 plates before the 14-minute mark. Rengar, half health in the top lane, doesn't care. He's got the red before the slows. Ult called out from the Irelia. However, she's just finished off. Lee Sin's going to walk in. He's going to actually use the minion to jump. He's got the Sonic Wave to follow. Flash from the Rengar. Lee Sin doesn't have flash available. So he goes for the recall, and Rengar still gets out scot-free. 5-0. Almost scot-free, despite the flash being burned. Whoo! I am okay, guys. I am okay. That was pretty funny. And my eyes are, obviously it's the fault of these ninjas. Darn ninjas cutting onions. Whew. Coffee trying to kill me. It's dangerous stuff, guys. It's dangerous stuff. It's Vitey joining in his young men. I like it. Dragon Axe, don't worry. You are on the list for game number 2. Already got you. Already got you. All right. The Decker Rengar build, as we've got the Blade of the Ruined King, Caulfield's Warhammer so far. Heavy into the AD and a bit of the Bruiser route as well, which I like from the side of Team Toasty, as they're going to need some of that. However, the Infernal Drake picked up by Foul Jester is going to be nice for the side of Intsuo, starting them off. And they're actually going to take a second to check in. It's a Mountain Drake next. That will not help them out with those turret plates, as they got about 30 seconds before those plates are going to fall automatically. However, future objectives going to be a lot better if they can secure that before going for the Rift Herald. That would be incredibly nice for them. Ivern not doing too much this game. However, he does want to kind of just farm up a little bit until he gets that level 6 Daisy, and then try to make plays in the lanes with that. Bottom lane first turret going to go over to the side of Team Intsuo's bottom lane. Lord Reeves getting a good amount of gold off of that. I want to check in really quick. Sitting at almost over 1,000 gold over this Vayne. That is actually huge. He's going to finish his Triforce pretty shortly here, or Trinity Force, and that Trinity Force is going to be very, very strong. Nico popping the pop. Blossom going to go ahead and root up Silas, and Lee Sin comes in. Does he steal it away? Oh, he's going to give it over to Arcane Vixen. So nice. What a helpful jungler, and he's been mid lane again and again, setting up an actual camp in that mid lane. He's building a city brick by brick with the bones of Silas. 1 and 4, but basically he's trading the mid lane for the top lane. Oh, Lulu swings both ways, flashes and uses the wild growth. However, Nico gonna try to use the clone to tank up the turret. She's gonna land the root, and Foul Jester finally gets his own 3rd kill of the game. Captain Bombs just hanging out the turret, surviving. This is what you need to do as a top laner. Actually, I give huge credit to Captain Bombs. Leaving the turret now might still go down, but the entire rest of Team Intsuo's team is doing so fantastically, and Irelia is just absorbing a bunch of pressure from this Rengar, but keeping him from going anywhere else. He's going to land the False Duet as well. In the meantime, in the mid lane, the Silas going to be in trouble. Has stolen away the Nami ultimate, trying to reset the fight, but it doesn't matter because he's already going to go down. Foul Jester taking up the turret. Dropped about 200 health. Ivern trying to chase forward. However, he does not want this and has to back away. And Rengar, because he was hit by the False Duet, has to back away as well. But he's low health, and, or he's, it's the Lee Sin, this low health. Rengar going to hop in, finish him off. The root onto the Vayne. She's still going to tumble forward anyway. Not tricked out by the clone of Nico. Nice root from the Rengar, and they take the Nico down before she can get the Pop Blossom off. Lord Reeves goes in with the Valkyrie. He's been exhausted. He's going to fall as well. And now Nami, with no mana, drops very low with the 3rd proc of the Silver Bolts. Gets out alive for the moment. Irelia once again on defensive duty. Captain Bombs has been nothing but defense all the time. Do you have a Flawless Duet to stop the Ivern from Pop the Rift Herald? No, she does not. So Rip shall... will be dropped. Great timing from the side of Team Toasty. They're going to get themselves this mid lane turret for sure, and maybe even a second one as well, as Captain Bombs is on turret defense duty, just trying to keep these turrets from falling. Shelly is going to get a second to slam off on that 2nd tier turret, dropping it down to about 2/3. 7 kills to 9, but tied up perfectly in gold, almost even in turrets. I think we did a pretty good job at evening these teams out, guys. Well, part of the reason that I think Irelia is actually walking up to Rengar is to keep him engaging on her. As long as he's engaging on her, he's not going to these other lanes and picking up these other kills. MVP Daisy popped out. We'll see what she can do. Vixen gonna fall. They've got one. The Daisy gonna walk forward. Doesn't have much mana. Pop Blossom from Nico, resetting the fight. They can actually turn this around from the side of Intsuo. They've been able to pick the Rengar up. He's the main tank. They found the root onto Silas. Lord Reeves looking for the slows with that red buff. Phosphorus Bomb's gonna miss. However, the retreating Team Toasty go back to their inhibitor turret. I don't think they can actually get an inhibitor off of this. I would be very, very surprised at the 17-minute mark if they're trying to pick up the inhibitor turret. They should split away from Intsuo and pick up some of these other turrets, maybe the bottom lane as that wave is about to crash. However, they're just going to clear this wave up, maybe secure some vision in the enemy team's jungle before leaving. Oh, I need to close the betting. Thank you so much for that reminder. Who was that did that? I forget. Oh, I think it just automatically did that. But We're going to close the betting and see which side is going to win. At this point, if you've got any more considerations, let me know. Let me know which team you think is going to do it. So, Team Toasty's gold is on the Rengar with Team Intsuo overall team with platings and turrets. Completely agree. Now, a thing to note on the side of Team Toasty, favor for them, is they have that late game Vayne. I mean, think about a 35-minute game Vayne, even if she's been down for most of the game, with a Lulu in tow. It's going to make it so difficult for Intsuo to actually be able to pick her off. Now, they do have Lee Sin and Irelia that have the potential, maybe a stray bubble from Nami, but it's going to be difficult. They can't let the game stall that long. They need to pick up these neutral objectives, and they need to pick up an inhibitor sooner than later. Looking like both sides are going to be fighting over this Mountain Drake that's spawning. So far, positioning from Team Toasty, pretty good, as they have the lead on that. Let me make sure that I've got my finger on the team fight button if they do decide to break out into a full team fight. Both sides at the moment faking like they may be back in, but I think they're just going to cancel those. Yep, and reset the side of Team Toasty's. Ivern's going to be seeing the mid lane. There it is. The pings immediately from Team Intsuo. They're saying, let's go. Rengar's going to ult. He's going to run in. Who's he going to leap on? Is it going to be the Nico? Oh, I like the Nico using the Nami as bait. She's the squishy member on the team. Squishiest member, excuse me, on the team. Lee Sin here. Irelia TP coming in. The Drake down to about 2,000 health. We'll see what happens. Are they going to go in on it just yet? Daisy's been called out. Lee Sin goes in. He steals it. Are you kidding me? Foul Justice going to shield dash to safety. Steals the Mountain Drake away. There's the thumbs up emotes. Drop that hype in the chat. What a great play by Foul Jester. And almost anticlimactic because he just gets it and hops away. No big team fight afterwards, but with that neutral objective secured, they can now rotate and fight a little bit better around the Baron because they've got that Lee Sin. I want to check it on the levels. Yeah, 11 to level 10 on the Ivern. And they have that Mountain Drake as well. So securing the Baron would be in favor of the Lee Sin Smite. However, they have to find their positioning and vision first. It's a lot more dangerous. Well, I guess it's not quite as dangerous for Team Intsuo as the blue side around the Baron because they can just run back into their own jungle. Whereas if Team Toasty are caught inside the Baron pit, they're going to be forced to kind of flash away to get over the wall and escape. They're going to turn and try to secure some vision around the Baron, sending Rengar to the top side to deal with the wave that's crashing. They're going to send someone to this bottom side. Not exactly sure who it is at this point, but as the waves settle and everything kind of gets cleared up, we've got about 1,000 gold lead for Team Intsuo. Picking themselves up. That Irelia finally found an assist. She's involved in the KDA of this game. Doing something, boys. Doing something. And again, I gotta say, I give Captain Bums a lot of credit for dealing with Rengar's pressure on this top side and really trying to just absorb it in that 1v1, even though dying multiple times over, you don't want that. That's always feels bad. However, continuing to just play in this game, no giving up, no leaving, as somebody who hasn't played on the stream before, it's always nice to see that competitive side of somebody who says, you know what, I've been having a bad game, even though it's a custom draft game, I could just immediately turn around, swings both ways, goodbye. Yep, and that is so unfortunate. I've been there a million times myself. It's so dangerous to walk solo into the enemy team area with no vision. And swings both ways, falls prey to that. They're actually trying to set that up again. They wanted to clear out this vision from Team Toasty, make sure that it's a little bit more difficult for them to see what's going on. They're looking at setting up a secondary Fnatic brush. They know they have the advantage if it comes to the Baron. However, they've sat around a little bit too long, so the waves on the side of Team Toasty are going to be pushing in their favor. That says to Intsuo, they either got to push, they got to back away. The heal dropping those hypes. There's Zillion, it's been a little bit. How you doing, though? How's EU? Has it officially hit summer there yet? Is it super rainy? I hear that it's very rainy in the EU usually. 22 minutes in the game, a lot of completed items, at least first items coming out. The Ivern also starting Redemption. So he's going to go very supportive. Redemption and Athene's Unholy Grail. Whereas that Lulu has yet to complete her first supportive item. Still sitting on that second part of the supportive item as well. Hasn't even completed that. Oh, we got a little bit of a standoff here. Doo-wee-wee-woo! Wah, wah, wah. They're going to jump in. They're going to find Caboose. The Ivern gets dropped. Chop the tree down. turn him into a little bit of kindling. Rengar's ultimate is also called. However, I don't know if he's going to use it. And Lee Sin actually sees him with the Sonic Wave. Might go in with a Resonating Strike as he's got the rest of the team right around the corner as well. Ult going to be stolen by the Sylas. He's got that Nico ultimate. But again, he needs to be in the middle of a team fight. And with that jungler down, I think it's time for Intsuo just to go in and start up the Baron. They're not going to go in, though. This is so... I actually disapprove of this completely. As soon as they took out that Ivern, and as soon as they recognized that the Rengar ultimate was burned, they should have gone straight for the Baron. However, they were worried about the Sylas trying to do something with that Nico ultimate. It's only going to land on 2 members. He has to flash away. Lee Sin follows with that kick. He's going to go down himself. No, he's shielded up and is able to get away with taking down the Sylas. They can feel a lot more comfortable. He doesn't have the Nico ultimate anymore. They can go for the Baron, but Ivern is back up. So they're going to be slowed once more. Lord Reeve still waiting over the wall, looking for opportunity to jump in. They found the route onto Rengar. He's trying to run away. He's slightly tanky. He's going to have his ult up again. He's going to use it to escape. Maybe looking to jump back in onto somebody, but no one on the side of Team Intsuo was all that squishy. And with the jockeying for position, Team Toasty actually find themselves having the edge around the Baron, so they get a little bit of opportunity to clean up some of these wards that are strewn about. Gosh, the littering from Team Intsuo's wards. It's just everywhere. Clean up your litter, guys. You don't want to be choking the fish in the river with your wardage. While they're rotating to the Ocean Drake, Wave going to crash on the top side for Team Intsuo. Want to check in with the gold because they've been doing a lot of just sitting in brushes, waiting to try to pick people off. It's a 2,000 gold lead at the moment for Team Intsuo. But again, this stalling is actually working out in favor of Team Toasty because they have that Vayne. She's completed 2 items at this point. If she completes a 3rd, she will be a monster, and there's not a whole lot that Intsuo will be able to do to stop her unless they find the perfect pick. They might have found the pick onto Ivern once more. They found the root. Can he get over the wall? He's got the flash, but he can't get in position. Should have used it to get to the top side of Baron instead of trying to get around to the back. Rengar ultimate going to be used. He's looking to hop in onto Lord Reeves. However, nice Valkyrie in position. Foul Jester's got the double kick as well. They're going to turn onto Seal. He's going to flash forward looking for the jump. He's got the exhaust, though, onto Arcane Vixen. Pop Blossom will be used just to dissuade him. He's going to hop forward instead onto the Lee Sin, who just shield dashes his way to safety. Captain Bomb's in trouble. Sylas has stolen away the Irelia ultimate. However, Lulu gets dropped in the meantime. Good cleanup by Irelia, and her first kill of the game. To see Seal is still here. He's sitting on a ward. He tries to go in. Will the resets come through? Nico is still alive on the bottom of the map. As Captain Bombs, bottom of the fight, as Captain Bombs goes in again, takes down the Sylas this time. So Irelia starting to pick up a couple kills. She's going to go in now, looking for the flawless duet, but no, goes down. Zeno's got Retribution. However, Electrocute from the Lee Sin will shut her down, so she will still fall. Kills still going over to Team Intsuo, but what can they do off of these kills? Just because they've got those kills, they need to actually do something with it. The Nico and the Nami, they're going to be in trouble. Rengar's got this. Rengar's got this. There's no way that he does, and he jumps in, but that heal from the Nami! Are you kidding me? The bouncing heal keeps both Nico and Nami alive, and Corky, Lord Reeves, picks up the kill. Seal, so confident. He's like, I've done this 1,000 times. There's no way they can stop me from getting the kills, and just hops right in. Oh my lord. Briar, try not to cry about that play. Didn't get the root. Bad day. So it's been raining here in Portugal, but it's getting hotter at the same time. Raining and hot at the same time, which means humid. And you know what? I feel the humidity here in Georgia, in the United States. We are well known for our oppressive summer humidity. However, we have yet to actually get to the super hot summer just yet. We're still kind of in the end of spring, very early parts of summer. So it's not too bad. It's actually not too bad. Most mornings and evenings are pretty darn nice. I will admit to that. Great for walks, even though I don't go on too many walks. Should get out a little bit more. Never skip leg day. You know, good stuff. 16 kills to 11, a 5-kill lead, and almost a 4,000 gold lead for Intsuo. Irelia is starting to find her own stride in this game. She has yet to complete the Trinity Force. However, has got a couple of items in. She's got a lot of starter items. Still sitting on that thrift store, though. Nico finishing off the Luden's Echo and that Oblivion Orb. Pretty good burst damage. Not sure what Ivern's doing, just killing. He's becoming part of the forest himself. Baron started up by the Irelia. However, the team calls off for the moment. They want to make sure that they can secure vision. Oh, there's a sneaky ward. Team Toasty sees this. They know that it's happening. And they're immediately going to collapse. Oh, Xeno. The Vayne is in the bottom side all by herself. This is going to be a 4v5 fight. Silas looking for the opportunity. Nico ultimate using defensively. She actually takes the Baron with the ultimate. Caboose hops over the wall, but he's immediately taken out. Daisy is cold and then sent right back to the side of the court. No chance to play ball this time. Yeah, what a rough call from the side of Team Toasty to have the Vayne in the bottom lane by herself. And really crazy from Arcane Vixen, using the Pop Blossom to dissuade the side of Team Toasty from dying to dive the team. You know that if you jump onto the team, you're gonna get hit by the ultimate, you're gonna get rooted. There's gonna be 5 people that immediately turn and kill you. So they kind of hesitate. Rengar hesitates, and all they need is that one moment of hesitation to secure the Baron. And now they can move in onto the inhibitor turret itself. They've got a lot of damage. Take that down, can move on to the inhibitor next. Silas has the Nico ultimate. He could try to make a play. Rengar's here. All 5 members are up. It's a 5v5. The inhibitor going to go down. That's usually the call to make the play. But Team Toasty are not going to take a bait. They're going to let the side of Intsuo walk away for now, instead focusing on that wave clear. Keep in mind, though, for the side of Team Intsuo, it's only a mid lane inhibitor that they have secured. There's still double exterior turrets on the top side and 1 on the bottom side. They have not been the best about securing these other map objectives. There is a Drake that'll be spawning here in a little bit. It's a second Infernal Drake. Very nice, and they've been able to secure all Drakes so far. So at the moment, they're doing quite well. 3, 1, and 7 on the Corki. He's finished off his Trinity Force, got his 3 items. The Vayne still sitting on 2.5, looking for that Infinity Edge. Maw of Morales from the Lee Sin. I like that to try to deal with Silas's damage. At this point, Lulu has finally completed her first item, that Ardent Sensor. Bringing a little bit more support to the team. Captain Bombs in the bottom lane. Might be caught out. Flawless Duet wants to go in to try to finish off. Xeno uses the Vanguard's edge, but will be dropped. Just caught out, and the collapse from Team Toasty was fantastic. However, that might be sacrificial. In the top lane from Intsuo will be secured. And they can move on to the second tier turret as well. I don't think they actually have anyone here to defend at the moment. Rengar's going to be running out of the base, so trying to use the home guards. Built-in home guards to speed their way. But this second tier turret is gone on the top side as well. So Irelia's sacrifice, I would say, is well worth it. Picking up 2 turrets on that top side, especially when a lot of that gold is going on to that main carry of that Corki, who's starting to get very difficult to deal with. Lee Sin gonna start to fall off a little bit. However, he's built himself slightly tanky, which I like. That Dead Man's Plate gonna be pretty good. I believe that's Dead Man's Plate. Yep, Dead Man's Plate pretty good, giving him some of those defensive armor stats as well. So he's looking to be Bruiser. We got a Fnatic Brush attempt from Team Toasty. Rengar gonna start that ultimate. However, Intsuo is just collected as 4 here in the mid lane. It would be a 4v5 because Irelia is splitting into the bottom side. And with that Rengar ultimate called, everyone just backs away collectively. Look at the group play. I want to say that it's Reeves. It's giving this team a lot of direction, kind of helping them out, organizing where they go. They have positioned themselves around the second Infernal Drake. They know that they don't need to rush this. The Baron buff is about to fall off, so they aren't too concerned about losing the Baron buff. They can come to this bottom lane, catch this wave that Irelia is pushing in. There it is, the Baron buff going to drop. However, they're going to use the pressure that the Baron buff had on that top side to now give themselves position around the Ocean Drake. They're going to start off on this second tier turn in the bottom lane. Just getting a little bit of pressure, letting Lee Sin solo it out. In the meantime, Nico stealing away the blue buff as well. They're just taking away stuff from Team Toasty bit by bit. Once the second Infernal Drake is secured, they can group as 5 to push the bottom lane because they got supers crashing into the mid lane that they have to deal with. There's still a wave, a little bit of ways away from Team Intsuo. Caboose might be getting caught out here a little bit. Lee Sin just getting a bit of vision with that Q. All right, now that the wave is crashing, they might trade this over with Rengar on the bottom side, or the top side of the map, excuse me. he should secure his own turret. However, it's 4 members pushing to 1. Swings both ways, gonna lose a lot of health. Wild Growth is cold. The Nami ultimate gonna come in. Only really knocks up the Ivern and the Vayne. In the meantime, though, Lee Sin caught underneath the turret. He's able to kill 1. Ivern also will drop, so they don't have to worry about that Daisy. In the meantime, that top lane second tier turret did fall for Intsuo. However, picking up those kills and able to reset the fight, they could take this wave and try to pick up an inhibitor, a second inhibitor turret with that, but instead they're going to choose to recall and back away. Not sure I agree with that choice, but maybe they were afraid to go all in considering that Aurelia wasn't there and they didn't want to. Again, they focus a lot on this grouping. The ability to chain CC, a Lee Sin kick into a Nico route into a Nami bubble, or a Nami ultimate into a Nico route into a Lee Sin kick. Those sorts of things are very, very nice for them. Oh, Corky's also got a package to pick up. So, yeah, always good to go back, grab that package. You don't want to be late for the UPS delivery man. Or the FedEx. Oh, double Nami. What does it mean? I guess there are plenty of fish in the sea after all. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Swimming, 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 and flying. What are you doing, Corky? I know you got fins, but you shouldn't fly. You're supposed to swim. I guess technically Nami's also swimming. In a weird sort of, or flying. In a weird sort of way, Nami's actually flying as well, so. 19 kills to 13. Still, though, only a 4,000 gold lead, and it looks like the Baron is the target for Team Intsuo. Keep in mind, all 5 members of Team Toasty are alive. They also have their mid lane inhibitor up, so if they collapse and if they are able to stop this Baron, this could actually be huge for Team Toasty. Aurelia going to try to push the Ivern off. The Baron is secure, but there is still a potential fight to follow. And Corky's going to just use that Valkyrie straight in. Ooh, Nami ultimate called as well. Those are 2 huge ultimates from Intsuo that are down. That is not good. If they try to 5v5 right now, the Rengar ultimate has been popped. It's a pretty low cooldown at this point in the game. Wait to see where it's at once it comes back up. There it goes. Everyone else on the side of Team Toasty still have their ultimates available. Looks like to the bottom it is for the side of Intsuo. Lee Sin grouping first. Wanted to push this giant wave into the inhibitor turret, but all 5 members of Team Toasty are here to defend. We'll see how this defense goes. Root lands on the Lee Sin, not terribly concerned at this point. Nico ultimate once again grabbed by Silas. This is one of the best ultimates the enemy team has to offer. However, he needs to actually be able to make a play. Chain himself into the enemy team when using it. The clone going to absorb a little bit of pressure. Lee Sin headed towards that mid lane. They're trying to 1-4 with 4 members pushing on the bottom side. They've dropped the turret down to about half. They've got a Canyon beating it up little by little. Foul Jester going to take his 1v1 against Seal. We'll see who wins. A nice heal by the Rengar. However, in the meantime, the bottom side turret has fallen. So still holding on to that Nico ultimate. It looks like the Rengar was losing out on the 1v1 with the Lee Sin, but Vayne going in. It's going to be Lee Sin going gold to keep himself alive for the moment. The flawless duet is going to be flashed, so Vayne is still going to go down though because Captain Bums goes all in. In the meantime, the inhibitor is going to fall on the bottom side. So Team Toasty lose 2. There's an open inhibitor in the mid lane. Lord Reese jumping forward. He's got the burst. Takes down the Vayne. This Seal goes in. He's traded 1 for 1 at the moment. A nice Nami bubble. Holds Seal in place for a moment. He's got a lot of damage, but does he have the healing to keep himself alive? That's good healing. And a shield by Caboose as well. But Arcane Vixen's got the damage with the Nico. Double kill for the Nico. And ladies and gentlemen, at the 36-minute mark, with the second inhibitor going down, that should be the end of the game. Even though it swings both ways, it's going to be up in 6 seconds. I don't think the Lulu's going to be able to do that much to stop the Aurelia and the Nico from taking the base. And that will be victory to Team Intsuo. And congratulations to, I believe it was Crazy Roy for predicting that. Oh, did someone spoil it? Okay, no spoilers. No spoilers. Good. Just GG. GGs are fine. Yeah, Tahil's got it. You can drop the GGs without spoiling what is actually going on. Beautiful stuff, actually, from both sides. But in the end, this is one of the differences between a late game, or a early game snowballing team and a team that needs to delay until the later stages of the game. However, they didn't really have any cohesiveness. I mean, you look at Team Toasty and you look at their composition and you say, where is the cohesion? You got Rengar that's going to be hopping deep in. You've got Ivern, who needs time to actually have Daisy appear and then need to sit back to let Daisy do most of the work, the tanking and the CCing. You've got Vayne, who wants to be going forward, but kind of playing the outside of the fight. And then Silas, who can hop in, but he's incredibly squishy. He's kind of a glass cannon. And so between that team, they had a lot of just moving champions, but everywhere they're moving to, they're being picked off individually. So Cecile absolutely destroyed the top side. However, still, if you can win one lane, that doesn't mean you can win the game. So we are going to run through MVPs and honorable mentions in just a second. There we go. Music is switching out. There we go. Ooh, we got some grooving music. Yeah. All right. For the losing side, the side of Team Toasty. Oh, we should also end the bet because I was correct. It was all Captain Bombs. No, actually, I'll talk about that in a second. So, honorable mention is going to go over, almost clapped, to... I'm going to actually give honorable mention to Arcane Vixen a lot because of the beautiful bindings, the roots out of the Nico. Great positioning, great use of minions to be able to set up those roots, and very good ultimate. So many times, Nico will ult in a really bad time. Either it's pre-engaging or way too late and dies before it really does anything. And Nico's ultimates this game were so good, especially the one around the Baron. Not only secured the Baron, which I think was unintentional. We'll call it intentional, though. It was Intsuo, so, intentional Suo. But from Arcane Vixen, using it to basically stop the Rengar to see Seal from hopping into the middle of the fight, causing Ivern to consider going over the wall in the back rather than rounding the front of the fight. So, good ultimates there. MVP going to go over to, even though I kind of want to give it to Lord Reeves, I actually am going to give it to Foul Jester, which I know we give him a bunch, but it's honestly because his plays are amazing. And he noted that there's a difference between trying to fix a lane that's having problems or trying to beef a lane that's doing well. Foul Jester, sometimes you gotta choose one, sometimes you gotta choose the other. In this case, Foul Jester chose to beef the lane that was doing well. That was Arcane Vixen. Bottom lane was holding fine. Lord Reeves and Vixen, great pressure on the bottom side. Look at Vixen Ebbs, 17 assists. That is huge. That is the most number of assists, or I think highest KP overall. 17 out of the Nico, 16 out of the, yeah, that's highest participation from Vixen Ebbs. Great stuff. But they were already winning on their own in the bottom lane, and so Foul Jester said, we're going to make sure that Arcane Vixen wins super hard in the mid lane, and that way we're going to have at least 2 out of 3 winning lanes. And eventually Irelia, will come online, eventually, so we're just going to let her hold her own on the top side. And credit, shout out to Captain Bombs for suffering through the early game. It never feels good to go 0-5 in a game. Never feels good, but he held on to it, he just gritted his teeth, he powered through, and started to pick up kills towards the mid game, and then late game became a beast of his own in those team fights. That was also the winning side. I don't know why I did the winning side first, but for the losing side, Team Toasty. Honorable mention going to go over to Xeno, mostly because of the very low deaths. Despite the pressure in the bottom lane, kept up close in CS throughout most of the game, ended up tied CS actually with Lord Reeves on the other ADC, and the highest CS in the game. But overall, kept decent CS in that bottom lane and didn't die. Actually came out of lane and a couple of extra team fights being 0 deaths, which is really good as the ADC. If you die as the ADC in a game like this, that is a Baron. That is a team fight won by the other side. An MVP, despite having a struggle in the later stages of the game, you got to give it to the guy who can just always win his lane. To see Seal once again proving why he's such an oppressive top laner. Good luck banning this guy out. He's so darn good. Absolutely amazing, amazing stuff. So those are your MVPs and honorable mentions for game number 1. I'm actually going to post them into the Discord as well. We're going to take a very quick break. and be right back with game number 2, which I do have all of the, I believe I've got a full team 10 set up. There's a bunch of you that have been hanging around waiting for your opportunity to play, and now's the opportunity. So I'll be sending you guys the invite. We'll be right back.